Go. The quick thinking of this man saved him from a lot of headaches when he ran into a Mexican cartel. He was flagged down, but instead of stopping, he reversed and performed an amazing maneuver, outsmarting the cartel members who wanted to rob him of his car.
Cartel.
It has become a normal thing that passengers are robbed in public transport vans in Naucalpan, and this video of a violent robbery has circulated on social media, serving as proof. The video shows passengers in the vehicle when this harrowing incident occurred. As one passenger stepped out, two men replaced her, but they were actually robbers. They drew their guns and collected the belongings of the passengers before disappearing again. This viral video shows an unusual robbery of a woman on the street. Despite a police car passing by and the woman waving for help, the police did not assist her and failed to notice her, and the robber on the scooter got away just like that. This policewoman showed true courage when she rammed her body into 3 suspected robbers who fled on a motorbike after stealing from a woman in Mexico City. The officer was hospitalized and 4 men were arrested in the robbery. A regular day on the road turned into a nightmare for these 2 men. As they drove their truck along, this happened.
Maniobra brusca detectada.
3 vehicles came up on them. A truck stopped in front, blocking their way, and 2 other cars pulled up. Armed men filed out and hijacked the truck, which most likely contained valuables. Terrifying moments unfolded inside Tacos El Dorado in South Bakersfield. Two suspects, armed with handguns, rushed through the doors. The first suspect ordered a customer to the ground. The other suspect headed towards the register. Parents with their children panicked as the armed suspect confronted them. The suspects then shut the door and waved their guns, ordering everyone to get on the ground. One suspect moved behind the counter, grabbing a worker by the neck and pulling her towards the kitchen. He then forced her to open the safe, rummaged through her purse, and pistol whipped her before taking cash. After taking money from the register, the suspects fled. The entire incident lasted less than 4 minutes. This video shows the moment when a resident of the Linda Vista neighborhood in Mexico City, located in the northern part of the capital, narrowly escaped as individuals wearing bulky jackets, caps, and sunglasses attempted to stop the automatic gate of this house to commit a robbery. This incident occurred in Cancun. In the footage, a group of robbers invaded this property. To secure entrance, they did this. They rammed the door with a truck, entered the property, and threatened and restrained the owners with firearms and knives. In this video, Mexican citizens joined forces together to catch a criminal who was robbing a neighbor who had just arrived home after leaving a bank. The robber jumped off a moving bike to carry out his devious act. What he didn't expect was for the neighbors to catch him and give him the beating of a lifetime. These hitmen arrived to raid a rival's house in Comalcalco, Tabasco. They climbed out of their 2 white SUVs and menacingly approached the house, but they didn't expect this to happen. After failing to gain entrance, they fled in panic when shots were fired at them from inside the house. In the Caracol neighborhood in the municipality of Monterrey, a woman managed to prevent a robbery in her home by quickly blocking the entrances. The footage shows masked men chasing hotly after her, but thankfully she was fast enough to evade them and lock herself in. The masked individuals fled in a white truck. The suspects were driving a Nissan Frontier, which they parked on the sidewalk to break into the house. They ransacked the property, and footage shows them loading the victim's belongings into the truck. They escaped right in front of a patrol vehicle that failed to intervene. They had also attempted to break into 2 other homes earlier. CCTV captured this harrowing incident at El Carnal restaurant in the Gustavo A. Madero borough. The video shows families and regular people eating at different tables, but all that soon changed. Armed individuals stormed the premises and robbed patrons, including the families with babies and minors. The assailants carried long guns, and some waiters were assaulted during the incident. This footage shows some people waiting for an appointment, but their day was about to turn sour when this happened. As they sat waiting, a man burst into the premises and robbed the 3 of every valuables they had on them, including a little girl's phone. Luckily, no one was harmed. In July 2024, two masked men stormed a grocery store, disturbing the peace that reigned prior to their arrival. The men hurriedly entered the place, one of them immediately heading to the cash register while the other threatened an employee. They made away with cash without harming anyone. Two birdwatchers expected a quiet vacation taking photos of tropical wildlife, so nothing prepared them for the nightmare they experienced in Mexico. Aaron Pazan and Logan Howard were driving from Indiana to Cancun.
Looks like there's a town up here, a little village.
They're on a back road looking for birds to photograph when out of nowhere, a truck races past.
Oh my God, they have guns.
Gunmen leap out.
Jesus. Go. No.
They were on a back road looking for birds to photograph when out of nowhere, a truck raced past and gunmen leapt out and approached the car. Luckily for the Americans, the gunmen reassured them that they weren't in danger, but warned them not to go further down the road.
No, please.
Logan does his best to hide his terror, while Aaron speaks to the gunman as best he can.
Please, what? No, Espanol, please.
The gunmen reassure the Americans that they're not in danger.
No problem, okay?
I'm about to pass out.
No problem.
Logan, don't. It's okay, it's okay.
No problem, okay?
They even shake hands.
What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron.
See
You?
Logan.
Edwin.
What's your name?
Philip.
Look.
No
Can
problem.
you speak English a little?
A little. No problem.
But Aaron's not convinced the danger has passed.
Please don't kill us.
Logan explains why they're so far off the beaten path.
We just want to see birds.
No.
Did they demand anything from you?
Believe it or not, they didn't demand anything from us other than get out of there. They told us that there was more people further up the road, and if we stayed on that road and didn't get out of there, they literally signaled.
Para acá.
Okay. Can we go?
Yeah. Here.
The nightmare spooked them for the rest of the trip.
We were really scared from that point on, like putting chairs against the hotel door like at night, and I couldn't sleep at night.
A 360 camera captured a highway robbery attempt. The guy in the lemon-colored helmet was about to move when another bike rammed into him, throwing him off his bike. The two robbers on the assaulting bike then attempted to rob him of his bike, with one holding a gun to his face, making sure he didn't come close. But after hilarious failed attempts, they eventually gave up and sped away on their own bike. Well, this is just absurd. This man jumped into the road to hijack a car and he had nothing. No gun, just nothing. The driver simply ignored him and drove on. If he'd come any closer, it would have been bad for the robber. This next clip shows a sense of shamelessness. In front of 3 little girls, a convenience store was robbed in the Revolucion Mexicana neighborhood. 2 armed individuals entered the shop, took the money, and quickly fled, showing no concern for the presence of minors. This is a typical Mexican crime, a clear case of kidnapping which took place at Plaza La Fe South Highway, where several armed individuals in a Hilux took a passenger from a Toyota Prado. They quickly threatened and subdued the victim within seconds. These criminals were on the run after carrying out their devious act, but they were run over by their victim from whom they stole 100,000 pesos in Mexico City. A quick thinking driver avoided robbery in Mexico City by hitting and carrying one of the hitmen on the hood, who he threw to the ground when braking. When the police are crooked, sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands. This is another clip that shows an awesome example of robbery gone wrong. The robber stepped into the store with his gun drawn and started shouting orders. But if he thought he could escape, he was in for a huge reawakening. The man in the cowboy hats calculated his moe, and at the right moment grabbed the robber. Through collective effort, his escape was thwarted. This man was driving through a neighborhood somewhere in Mexico when suddenly this happens. Two gunmen ran towards him with their guns out, obviously trying to rob him. The man jammed at his brakes and immediately began to reverse. The robbers chased him for a couple of meters until he turned the car properly and they could no longer keep up. A couple was walking down the cobblestone streets of Taxco when a thief took advantage of them crossing the street to snatch her bag. However, the assailant didn't expect the woman's partner to catch up to him and give him a beating. This footage shows a fleeting moment when a robbery was captured in front of the Recortitos salon in Tlalpan, CDMX, in broad daylight. The victim was left on the ground after the incident, and the perpetrators are still at large. On Colima Street between Medellin and Monterrey in CDMX, two people can be seen sitting, and a man walked up to a door, but before he could do anything else, a robber came up to him and stripped him of his belongings. Onlookers immediately fled the area. It's not the first time these criminals have struck. On the Mexico-Texcoco highway, criminals attempt to rob passengers on a shared van, but this happens. As he tries to escape, the driver accelerates, and what follows is a flurry of blows that'll set his head straight. It is not clear yet what happened. Road rage, robbery, or if they witnessed something, but a man decides to chase some thugs and have his son record them. The thugs realize this and then shoot at them. The son was hit and died later at a hospital.
No mames, ¿dónde pararon, hijo? No, hijo, no, 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 espérame, hijo, auxilio, no, güey, no, hijo, no, papá! ¡No, papá, no! ¡Me abuelo! ¡No! ¡No, güey! ¡Gonzalo! 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 ¡No! ¡No, hijo!